I want to tell you a story about my friend, Sarah. It's a story about the pressures we face, the quick fixes we crave, and the importance of understanding our bodies. She was getting married and had found her dream dress, a vision of lace and silk that she'd been dreaming of since she was a little girl. It was perfect, or so she thought, only to discover 2 weeks before the wedding that it was too snug. The zipper wouldn't budge, and the beautiful silhouette she'd envisioned was now a source of immense stress. The seamstress, after a careful examination, said there wasn't time for major alterations. The intricate beadwork and delicate fabric made a quick fix nearly impossible. Sarah was devastated. Her dream wedding felt like it was crumbling around her. She called me, desperate for a quick solution, her voice trembling with anxiety. Not a lifestyle overhaul, just something to help her feel her best on her big day. She wasn't looking for a miracle, just a little bit of breathing room. We've all faced moments like this, those times when we feel the pressure mounting, a looming event, casting a shadow over our peace of mind, a tight deadline, ticking away relentlessly, and the urge to regain control, to feel like we're steering our own ship again. Sarah had heard about the military diet, like many others searching for a fast answer, a 3-day plan promising rapid weight loss. The allure of quick results was undeniable. It sounded like an internet myth, and we were both skeptical. Could something so simple really work? As a doctor, I usually focus on long-term health, on sustainable lifestyle changes that promote well-being. But Sarah needed a short-term fix. The wedding was looming, and time was of the essence. Her urgency made me reconsider, prompting me to step outside my usual approach. So we decided to investigate the diet together, treating it as an experiment. We wanted to understand the science, or lack thereof, behind the claims. I told her we'd approach it with caution and curiosity, like scientists in a lab. If she tried it, she needed to understand what was happening in her body, the potential risks and benefits. And I had a little-known addition that could help, a secret weapon to potentially boost the results and minimize any negative side effects. This wasn't about blindly following a restrictive menu, punishing herself for a few extra pounds, but about understanding the mechanism and using it wisely, making informed choices based on scientific principles. Sarah's story became the catalyst, the spark that ignited a deeper exploration. For a deeper dive into why these short, sharp shocks can be so appealing, especially in our fast-paced world. And, when done right, surprisingly effective. But what does done right really mean? Sometimes a quick win is exactly what we need to break inertia, to jumpstart a healthier lifestyle. The key is knowing how to use these tools safely and smartly, understanding the potential pitfalls and maximizing the benefits. For Sarah, this was about more than a dress, more than just fitting into a specific size. It was about reclaiming confidence, feeling good in her own skin on her special day. And for me, it was a chance to explore the science behind rapid results, to separate fact from fiction in the world of quick-fix diets. So, what exactly is the military diet, this 3-day plan that promises so much? And can it really deliver? Is it a viable option, or just another fleeting trend? Let's find out together. Let's embark on this journey of discovery, separating fact from fiction and uncovering the truth about rapid weight loss. My fascination with rapid change isn't just academic, it's deeply personal. I've always been drawn to understanding how we can shift our habits and behaviors, sometimes in surprisingly short periods. Years ago, I received a diagnosis of type 2 diabetes. It was a turning point, a moment that forced me to confront my own health and well-being. I refused to accept the standard, often bleak outlook that came with the diagnosis. I wasn't willing to simply manage the condition. I wanted to understand it and find ways to actively improve my health. My curiosity, fueled by a desire for a better outcome, led me to experiment with various approaches, including intermittent fasting. I also explored the impact of caloric restriction, carefully monitoring my intake and learning about the energy balance within my body. Through these experiments, I learned that the human body is an incredibly adaptive machine, far more resilient than I had previously imagined. It responds, often dramatically, to the signals we send it through our diet, our activity levels, and even our mindset. I discovered that intermittent fasting wasn't about deprivation or starvation, but about strategically triggering a positive response within my body, optimizing its natural processes. It was about introducing a specific, controlled, and short-term stressor to initiate beneficial changes. This personal experience taught me that dramatic, short-term changes, when approached thoughtfully, can indeed spark long-term habits and sustainable lifestyle shifts. That's precisely why Sarah's need for a quick fix resonated so deeply with me. I understood the underlying desire for a jumpstart. Sometimes, what we truly need is just a small win, a tangible sign of progress. It's a psychological boost, a piece of evidence that change is not only possible, but also within our reach. Even if the initial weight loss is primarily water and not necessarily fat, simply seeing the scale move downwards can be incredibly motivating, providing the encouragement needed to continue. The military diet, at its core, isn't just a restrictive menu filled with unusual food combinations. It's a structured, clearly defined 3-day challenge with a specific endpoint in sight. That preset structure effectively removes the burden of decision fatigue, a common obstacle for many. For someone feeling overwhelmed by choices and conflicting information, that inherent simplicity can be incredibly powerful and relieving. It's crucial to remember that it's not intended as a long-term lifestyle, but rather as a temporary intervention, a reset button to recalibrate and refocus. My own health journey has taught me the importance of questioning conventional wisdom and preconceived notions. More importantly, it's taught me to listen attentively to my body and its unique signals. Approaching these quick fixes with a healthy dose of cautious optimism and a willingness to learn can sometimes lead to surprising and unexpectedly positive results. Ultimately, the real value lies not in the quick fix itself, but in the momentum and motivation it can create. For Sarah, and indeed for many others seeking a change, that initial spark can be precisely what's needed to ignite a journey towards lasting and meaningful change. So, with that in mind, let's take a closer look at what the military diet actually involves, examining its components and claims. Is it simply another instance of fleeting hype and exaggerated marketing claims? Or is there a foundation of real science and evidence-based principles underpinning its purported effects? Let's break it down, analyze the details, and separate fact from fiction. So what exactly is the military diet? What does it entail, and why has it gained so much attention? Despite the somewhat misleading name, it has absolutely no military origins. It's simply a product of clever marketing, designed to catch your eye. At its core, it's a 3-day, very low-calorie eating plan, a short burst of dietary restriction. This is then followed by 4 days of more moderate, sensible, and healthy eating habits. The central promise is the potential to lose up to 10 pounds in a single week, a tempting prospect indeed. The 3 on days are characterized by a highly structured approach, with specific foods meticulously planned for each meal, leaving absolutely no room for guesswork or improvisation. For example, breakfast might consist of half a grapefruit, a classic diet staple, a slice of toast, and a measured serving of peanut butter. Lunch could be a small, carefully weighed portion of tuna, and dinner might feature a small portion of meat, accompanied by green beans, a crisp apple, and even a small scoop of vanilla ice cream for dessert. The overall calorie count is intentionally kept very low, typically ranging from about 1,100 to 1,400 calories per day, a significant reduction for most adults. It's often claimed that the specific food combinations are designed to boost metabolism, though we'll take a closer look and examine that particular claim later on in this video. Now, the 4 off days aren't an invitation to a dietary free-for-all. Instead, you're strongly encouraged to continue eating sensibly and making healthy food choices, aiming for an intake of around 1,500 calories per day. There's no need for any special supplements or hard-to-find exotic foods. You can find everything you need at your local supermarket, making it quite convenient. Part of the diet's appeal lies in its inherent simplicity and the relatively short duration of the restrictive phase. Committing to just 3 days often feels far more manageable. It's a sprint, not a marathon, making it easier to stay motivated. Ultimately, the diet's rigid structure is a significant part of its draw, offering a brief but quite sharp caloric deficit, which is key to its purported rapid weight loss. It provides dieters with a clear finish line, a defined endpoint to strive towards. It's easily accessible to almost anyone, relatively straightforward to understand, and generally easy to follow, at least in the short term. But the big question remains, how does it actually work so quickly, if at all? Is it simply a matter of eating significantly less, creating a calorie deficit, or is there perhaps more to the story, some hidden mechanism at play? Let's delve into the science, or lack thereof, behind those claimed rapid results. Here's a look at what's really happening inside your body when you embark on the military diet. Why does the military diet lead to such rapid weight loss? It's all about energy balance. Eat fewer calories than you burn, and you lose weight. The diet creates a significant calorie deficit, forcing your body to use stored fuel. First glycogen, then fat. The first pounds lost are mostly water as your body depletes glycogen stores which hold water. This quick drop on the scale is motivating, even if it's not all fat. The diet includes protein at each meal, which slightly boosts metabolism through the thermic effect of food. So, the rapid results come from calorie restriction, water loss, and a small metabolic nudge from protein. It's not magic, just a predictable response to a sharp change in intake. Understanding this demystifies the process. The military diet is a short-term manipulation of your body's energy balance. But what about the body's deeper response to this kind of restriction? Let's dig into the chemistry behind the scenes. Here's how your body adapts. When you cut carbs, your body can enter mild ketosis, burning fat for fuel instead of glucose. This isn't deep ketosis, but it nudges your body to tap into fat stores. Producing ketones can also suppress appetite, making the diet more manageable. There's also metabolic adaptation. Your body may try to conserve energy by lowering metabolism, but the 3-day structure is too short to cause a significant slowdown. The 4 off days help signal that the famine is over, preventing lasting metabolic changes. This cycling keeps your metabolism flexible. It's a short, sharp shock, not a prolonged siege. The body's response is smart and protective, but the diet's brevity limits negative effects. Understanding this helps you use the diet safely. But what are the real caveats and risks? Let's address the doubts and criticisms. Here's what you need to know. Let's be honest. The military diet has its critics, and for good reason. The promise of losing 10 pounds in a week is misleading. Much of that is water, not fat. When you return to normal eating, some weight will come back. The diet is highly restrictive and not balanced for long-term health. It lacks essential nutrients and variety. No high-quality studies prove its unique food combinations work. The biggest risk is rebound. After restriction, it's tempting to binge, undoing progress. Success depends on discipline during the 4 off days. Still, for someone like Sarah, the psychological win was huge. Completing the challenge broke her inertia and gave her confidence. Used wisely, the diet can be a stepping stone. Not a solution, but a catalyst for healthier habits. The key is to see it as a short-term tool, not a magic fix. Now let's talk about my secret booster for making this diet more effective. When Sarah tried the diet, I suggested a simple addition apple cider vinegar. Before each meal, she mixed 1-2 teaspoons of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar into a large glass of water and drank it 15-20 minutes before eating. This isn't just a folk remedy, there's real science behind it. Acetic acid in vinegar can help control blood sugar and insulin levels. It blunts the glucose spike after meals, helping manage hunger and cravings. For Sarah, this made the diet more tolerable. She felt fuller and more in control. It's a tiny ritual, but it can make a big difference. No pills, no powders, just a kitchen staple. If you try the military diet, consider adding this step. Here's why it works. The magic of apple cider vinegar is in its acetic acid. It slows the digestion of starch, leading to a gentler rise in blood sugar after meals. This helps prevent energy crashes and keeps appetite in check. Acetic acid may also slow stomach emptying, helping you feel fuller longer. On a low-calorie diet, that's a big advantage. There's evidence it can improve insulin sensitivity, making your body more efficient at handling glucose. Lower insulin means less fat storage and easier fat burning. This simple tonic supports the diet's goals on multiple fronts. It's inexpensive, accessible, and easy to add to your routine. For many, it's the missing piece that makes the diet manageable. But what happens after the 3 days are over? After 3 days, the real challenge begins keeping the weight off. The key is to transition to a sustainable, enjoyable way of eating. Focus on controlling carbs and prioritize protein and healthy fats. Fill half your plate with non-starchy vegetables, a quarter with protein, and a quarter with healthy fats. Limit starchy carbs, they're no longer the centerpiece. This keeps blood sugar stable and encourages fat burning. It's flexible, sustainable, and works in any setting, even restaurants. Continue the apple cider vinegar habit for ongoing support. Think of the 3-day diet as a reset. This is the long-term road. The goal is a healthier relationship with food, not just a quick fix. With this approach, you can maintain your results and build lasting habits. It's about progress, not perfection. The real victory is turning a short-term win into lifelong health. Here's how to keep moving forward. We've covered Sarah's story, the science behind quick fixes, and the military diet's pros and cons. Used wisely, these diets can be a catalyst, a pattern interrupt that proves change is possible. The real work comes after channeling momentum into a sustainable, enjoyable way of eating. The low-carb, high-vegetable plan is a great starting point. It's about abundance, not deprivation. If you're feeling stuck, a structured 3-day challenge might help you break inertia. Try it with your eyes open, be realistic, and consider the apple cider vinegar trick. Listen to your body, be kind to yourself, and celebrate every small step. Keep learning. Explore intermittent fasting, low-carb eating, and find what works for you. The goal is lifelong health, not just a weekend transformation. Sarah's real success was the confidence and habits she gained, not just the dress. I wish you the very best on your own journey. Take that first step. You might surprise yourself.